I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown, searching for a land untouched by the Blight, just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship. Clive. Quick look. Seen enough? Well, that's... Here, Sid. Reckon you might...
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic. The chief's lovely bit of kit, it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking up.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like.
Proper...
So what exactly do you need?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out so. I did a bit of reading about where I'm... And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die.
I take it that's where I come...
I saw a billet on the hunt board for one, just would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of...
All right.
Thank you, kind...
Mid told me she was building a ship.
He cracked the crystal too.
Hopefully it's nothing. What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him. Trouble with the ledges. Blackthorn.
Not really, no.
This won't take... I just wanted to ask how you're getting, and you might still be doubting your craft. Even after learning, perhaps sharing a thought.
That bastard's like it still. You've got a keen eye, I'll give him. It's just, well, Karen showed me something.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even...
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More...
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with you.
That's about a soft...
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome, and we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know, but I can't say I'm not grateful for it.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen... I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Kong, I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at it like him. Which is why I'm of a mind. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy?
What was it you said he was?
That's what the lawsman seems to...
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever...
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single...
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work it.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go, which made it nice and easy finding.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you? Fine. If you stop, Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmeckian bloke. Collects, and he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my... Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dallamil.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the... Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at...
I rather think she might be right. Though all canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed... Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield... As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze...
I don't recall ever seeing any...
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creature... The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressy.
Even so.
Good hunting.
to the stables, Carl. Greetings, Your Majesty. Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If a wine needs more than...
wish I could take one of our birds.
All right, there's. How's that hunt for the...
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. You're a gent, Sid. Let nut right then. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it was
Very impressive.
says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which,
There's no need.
don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in.
What?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well,
That's the spirit. Well,
it certainly feels more...
right?
Thank you.
No. For supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that. And I'm telling you, there's plenty.
Think Mid might need some help.
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Oh, don't make me... A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hide, and it's maybe my fault. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a... I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it from...
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. You forget to... And instead of coming straight to... You get Clive to come to you. You know, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought, well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 5...
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those lodges were my
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rossfield's put after the king's ransom we had off him. He deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to...
All right. But that doesn't... Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talent. Little something Sid and I set aside for, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates...
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making... But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to white.
I know. Which is...
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose...
Don't worry.
Really?
No, I don't. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Drake's fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Calm yourself. We don't know for sure. It could have just been a tremor.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been...
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen? Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Ready, go?
We've got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield, and is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
Hey, a whetstone?
Yes. But...
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter...
Even so, is there some way...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattle, but there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something that... And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel, with an edge as sharp as any found. I won't make a copy, nah.
I'm sure the curse breakers just...
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be... Hey, I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know someone's...
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade up. You come and find me when you've got the material.
Right?
What do you need? What do you want? Should last you a good while. Anything else?
There's talk that the glass came flat.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and Olive Talk?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil, and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clark. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much. The man owes me nothing. Nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the Hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the Hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all?
Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Goat will want to know the stones were delivered, if he's still with us. Good girl. You deserve a rest. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? now. Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. So, Molly's left. That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting...
Speaking of which, I brought one for later.
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see it.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in Salt.
Ah. But that reminds me. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat...
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance of one can but speculate as to how...
He has seemed more...
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate in... Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? What subject shall we consider today? You are always welcome, Clive.
told me she was building a ship.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You earned this. All done?
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Lady Karen, Goat tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaways, but those were donations. And you can hardly call it...
Of course not. But one good... Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just...
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are squat.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him. How long did you know Sid?
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. He bought passage to... I forget where. We set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close. promising we'd won. That was before fate stepped in. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have?
My family were the ones who summoned the monster. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they... Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when... him who cried for me. Him who swore he'd do everything. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go we're at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.